Hello once again, thank you very much for joining me. Today we are going to be continuing my favorites series in my collection, and as you can see we have a bunch of slabs that I'd love to show you, and what they are going to be is multiples in my collection. So if you want to see what they are, come on back after this short video intro. Welcome back. Comic Sniper here, along with my trusty sidekick Mark III, my level of flying Iron Man, and together we are here to show you and feature my favorites in my collection again. But this time we are doing multiples, as most of you guys have, and I do as well. I don't just collect, just one of each comic. Sometimes you find great deals, or you just can't help yourself for whatever reason. You just end up collecting multiples, and some of my favorites in slabs is what we're going to be looking at next. So, and then in the future I'll also do the raw ones, which for whatever reason either I don't want to slab them, or I haven't got around to doing them yet. So we'll feature those as well. So so just like I said, as you guys, most of you guys have gotten collect comics over the years, whether you're starting out or have been collecting for a long time. Sometimes when you pick up copies, you whether they be new off the shelf, you pick up multiples, whether they be just in case one gets damaged. You like the artwork or the story so much that you'll pick up a couple. Or you pick it up for investment purposes. Either way, there's nothing wrong with those. And then of course along the way sometimes you just end up getting great deals that you can't pass up. So you end up with multiples and multiples of copies of the same book. Okay, so with those, I'm here to show you some of my multiples in my collection, but the ones that are already slabbed. Most of these, if not all, I can't remember, but they're going to be CGC. But I do have, if you watch any of my videos, I do collect CBCS and PGX as well. So I don't discriminate between either one. Whichever I find does the best job for me, and of course I get a great deal on. So either or. So we are going to start off with, this is one of my favorite characters as well. It is Doctor Strange. This is number 169, and this one is a CGC 6.0 off-white to white pages. Of course, this is his first in his own solo title, and this is also an origin story. I think it's retold, his origin story. Retold. That's right. So. Of course, since this is a multiples video, I have two, and my other one is also 169, but this and CGC, of course. This one is a 7.0, but this one is creamed off-white pages. It's just in a lot better shape than my 6.0. So I do like Doctor Strange. I think he's a pretty cool character. How do you not like the master of mystic arts, right? And for any of you who was ever, maybe I should have thought this out here. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. I do have another stand. I guess. I should have done this earlier. Alright, so there we go. At least now I can show both of them. Covers up Mark III though. Okay, let's see. That and that. Close enough. Alright, at least it's in there somewhere. Okay, there we go. I'll do that, and that way I can move this over a bit and this over a little bit more. How's that? Better. Better than before, anyways. Okay. Close enough. So anyways, back to Doctor Strange. I don't know if any of you have remember, they a long time ago, for those of you old enough to remember, they tried to do a I think it was in the 70s, they tried to do a movie of Doctor Strange, and you know, it was it's just a vague memory. I don't know if I should try to find it one day, but it's, you know, I kind of, it would be pretty cheesy to see nowadays, but you know, some things are best left in memory, right? Because it held nostalgic, of course, very fond memories of watching it, thinking it was so cool, you know, how they did their special effects back then, and how he was able to manipulate things, and basically it wasn't, you know, it's not like today, where of course it looks so realistic and a lot more like the comic books, but back then, you know, they, with their limited special effects, whatever they did have, it did capture my memory as a little boy, as a young collector back then, and thinking, man, that is so cool. And you know, I still remember that to this day. So that's why fond memories of this. That's why I love Doctor Strange, and of course, he is a cool character. I've been, and a big part of Infinity Wars, and I believe he's going to continue to play a huge part. So yeah, for those of you who are collecting for value and stuff, keep this in your arsenal. I believe this has more to grow when the Infinity Wars, Avengers Infinity Wars #2 comes out, and see where that goes. All right, so carrying on. So I'm only featuring basically like 5 of my top, because there's, you know, I don't have that many slabs in my collection. So, and so that would be, let's say, countdown here. Okay, so that would be number 4. Sorry, that would be number 5. So this will make it my number 4, and this is, of course, Avenging Spider-Man number 9, and this is my CGC 9.8 white pages. Of course, is a pretty new book. This came out in 2012, and this is the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. So, and this is a really hot book right now, and it's been gaining a lot of steam. It's you know, it's gone up so high from just a few years ago. It was literally you can buy it for, you know, a few dollars. And why it's multiples is, it's in my multiple series, is I've got not 1 and not 2. That's also a 9.8, but I have 3 copies of this Avenging Spider-Man number 9 in 9.8. This one, my most recent, if you pay attention to my other videos, this was an 8.5 that that got crushed, and when I submitted it, for whatever reason, whether it be the post office or CGC themselves, you can't tell, and there's no way to know. But I did some work on it. I was able to determine that I could rescue it and get a way better better grade than the 8.5 was currently sitting at. And if you watch my videos, I resubmitted that in a few other books, and went from an 8.5 all the way to a 9.8. So really happy with that. This book, this definitely deserves way better than a 9.8. I thought it was just going to get a 9.6, basically, but I guess they wanted to make up for it. But yeah, I actually predicted this book to be a lot hotter, because I picked up all of these copies way before the hype of the upcoming Captain America movie. and before this thing skyrocketed. And then I had only one that I had graded, and then of course when the hype started, I had to get both of them graded as well. So, but yeah, I knew that for, you know, just one of those feelings. So that's why I ended up buying multiples of this copy. I actually had 5 at one point of this book. I didn't pick it up at cover price, but I did buy it. I think I bought 2 from one guy in a show, and then the rest I just picked up on eBay, looking for high grade copies, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, and as far as I know, I haven't checked in a while, but I haven't even seen any trailers for Miss Marvel yet. I know it's coming out next year. So the only thing that I've ever seen so far, I know there's some fakes and stuff out there, trailers, but I don't think an official trailer has come out yet. But if you guys have seen one, let me know. I'd love to maybe take a look at it, and then and see where that's going. But the only thing that's been mentioned so far in the actual, you know, movies is the Avengers Infinity Wars at the end, where her insignia shows up on the little calling thing, little electronic pager. Right? So, but yeah, you know, I'm really happy that I have 3 copies of this, and that's why you know, I'm pretty when the trailers come out, or at some point when the movie comes out, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna sell 1, maybe 2 of these. I'll probably hang on to just 1. I don't really need multiple copies, especially 9/8, especially the since they command such high prices now. I'm not you know, I'm not that hung up on it, but I do love this. I took a chance on it early, and it's paying off, so really happy for that. All right, so, and that's number 4 on my top 5. And then coming in at number 3 is my Amazing Spider-Man number 361. The CGC 9.4 white pages. Of course, this is the first appearance of Carnage, and this is the first print. As you can see, it's the background is white and not gray. There's as far as I know, that's the only difference. That's how I can tell anyways. And this is in my multiples, because I have a 9.4 there, and I also have a 9.4 here. That's 2. But just like my Avenging Spider-Man, I also have the 3rd copy, and this one is a 9.8. Check that out. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's why and of course with the upcoming Venom movie, and he's gonna be featured in that. I saw the trailer. There are symbiotes. That's the other symbiote's gonna be out there, but I don't think, as far as I know, I don't remember seeing Carnage in that one yet. So when he does show up on the upcoming trailer, I'm pretty sure they're gonna put him in just to really bump up the hype for the movie, and look for this one to really go up in value. So that's why, and of course, you know, I can't go wrong with a 9.8, even 9.4 is definitely. I do have another copy of this in raw form too, so I do own multiples, and they're all first print. I don't believe the second prints. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to it. I don't know if the second print has really gone up in value much. I know there's enough of the first print out there, so that there's really no need to be to go after the second print, unless of course you just wanna have one in your collection just to read, that kind of stuff. But if you're collecting the, you know, what people are seeking and what's sought after, it's the first print. All right. So that's number 3 on the list. All right. Okay. Let me just get things set up. Okay. So move this out of the way. And even though the comic is protected, you know, I don't want to scratch the plastic of this. Because sometimes when I sell slab books, I get people asking, you know, is there scratches? And I asked to, you know, because it does bring down somewhat of a value, a little bit. because people do wanna have them in a nicer casing than that, right? All right. So, and then my second to last one. Let's look at this copy here. This is going to be my X-Men number 101. This is CGC 4.5 grade, off-white to white pages, and this is of course the origin and first appearance of Phoenix. This is a huge key in the X-Men world, of course, because Jean Grey, Phoenix, and later on Dark Phoenix. She's such a popular character. She's been around from the very beginning. She's done well for herself to move from, you know, somewhat not too popular, kind of just a as an original X-Men. She wasn't really like the most popular X-Men, but moving forward, and then she found that she, you know, when they brought her into the new X-Men, and of course being Phoenix, that really that her character really took off. And of course this is in my multiples, because I almost forgot, I also have another CGC in this. Ooh. And let's see, that's a 9.2 white pages, and this one is particularly I'm happy with, because if you've seen my other video from in the past where I've cracked open the other comics and stuff, this was a CBCS 7.5 that I cracked open. You know, took a look at it. There was a lot of flaws on this that is pressable, and the back was quite dirty. It's quite dingy, so it needed a good cleaning. And I did that, and got a lot of the imperfections out, and that's a huge jump from 7.5 to 9.2. That is a big difference. So I'm happy to be able to rescue this and bring it back to a much more presentable book. So that's and then of course with and of course, if you haven't heard, you know, with Disney, of course, buying back Fox, sorry, the rights for all of this with Fox. We're not quite sure if you know, if the upcoming Phoenix movie is going to be scrapped or not. I know there's a lot of back and forth. I've been hearing about it. Whether that comes out or not anymore, I don't know. I heard they canceled it, and then I heard no, you know, Disney's not going to do that because, you know, there's no point. But then I heard otherwise, so I don't know whether if it comes out, it comes out. You know, if not a big deal. I'm pretty sure if Disney wants to put a movie out with the X-Men, of course they're going to want to do that with Jean Grey and Phoenix Saga. I would be more than happy to see that movie, and I think they will do a really good job at that. So we'll see where that goes. Either way, just happy to have this first appearance in my collection. This is a huge key. All right. Okay, so that is the second last one. We're down to the last one, but before we do, I also have a what do you call you know, consolation, what is that, I'll think of it in a second. Runner up. Okay, so, and that would be Miss Marvel number 18, and this is CGC white pages, and this is a huge key actually, because this is the first appearance of Mystique, and Mystique is, I mean, she is a huge character, done well right from the onset of you know, the first X-Men movie, and even in the, of course, in the comic book world, she's done a lot, right? And she's been a fan favorite for a very long time. So, you know, I think this this first appearance is a little bit underrated, and for that I have two. I have a 7.5 and I also have an 8.5. This is an older, as you can see, this is an older label, older slab, off-white to white pages, and I believe I've taken a look at this, and from what I can see, this, I don't know if you can catch it. There's a lot of just, you know, surface dirt. Take a look at that. There's a lot of surface dirt on this. See, and there's also a slight crease right there, about you know, a quarter inch, maybe a little bit more, bend right on the corner. It's like an overhang, and of course, just surface soiling, really. I mean, it just literally, this will just come off with just wiping it off almost, right? And then and I noticed there's other stuff on here that is probably pressable to make this great, even more so. If you look at that corner right there, there's a bit of a crease that I think might flatten out quite nicely. And even, I mean, just looking at it right now, I don't know if you guys can see it with me, but there's right there, there's another about 3/4 of an inch long right there, that one. And the front is not too bad, but as you can see, there's some surface, you know, just from lying down really with on a dirty surface. This is what you get. So, you know, with a little bit of TLC, I think this book has some potential, and there's a little bit of a right there. That's a bit of a kink. See that? So of course, this one here is a little bit. There's a color break right there. So yeah, of course, that's not gonna come out. But the overhang itself, this is pretty prominent. I'm looking at it right now. This might be a damn good candidate for cracking open for a press, and it might just get into the 9s, right? Even a 9.0. We'll see. You know, I'm not too terribly invested in it, and it's if I do, it'd be just like a side project for me to want to do. So, but definitely, here it is. That's why it's, you know, it gets an honorable mention. That's what I was that's what I was trying to say, an honorable mention. So we got that, and you know what, let's do another honorable mention, and this one just because I think he's a pretty cool character. We got Ultimate Fallout number 4. This is the first appearance of Miles Morales as Spider-Man. You know what? Oh, this is only a 9.6 white pages, but I do have two of them. This is multiple. I do have a 9.8 in this too. I bought this before the hype of the animated movie that's coming out, and I believe both of these I acquired with in a poly bag still, and they turned out to be in really good shape. This one I think got a bad rep. They're both really much the same. I think any given day this could have been the 9.8 as well. So, but you know what? That's okay. Not too upset about that. Definitely, Miles Morales. You know, would, you know, just as a note, I wasn't too thrilled about the remaking Spider-Man, and of course having to be PC, and the fact that they made him from a black guy, but or a black kid. But he's kind of growing on me. You know, it's not too bad, especially since they didn't get rid of Peter Parker, right? The fact that I think I would have liked him better, even more so, if they just don't reuse the name more than anything, right? I think he's still a cool character. They could have made him, you know, Spider Lad. I don't know, you know, young Spiderling. You know, kind of just don't don't reuse the name of Spider-Man is what I was, because they've been reusing names of, you know, of characters that we know, Thor, like Iron Man, you know, and I know it's supposed to be Ironheart and whatever, but let's face it, it came out in Iron Man, and you know, the new Iron Man, that kind of stuff, and it's kind of watering down, you know, the actual real character. And I don't think I think we should be able to have these new characters as well. There's nothing wrong with bringing on new characters, definitely. But let's give them a new name, right? Let's have their own. Have them have their own identity. That's what I'm saying. So, anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyways, I do love this book, and with the upcoming movie, this is definitely has been climbing in value, and I think we'll continue to do so until the movie comes out. So that's another honorable mention for my multiples. So I have 2 copies of that. And the last one on this, and this is one of my favorites, of course, and this is one of everybody's favorites because this is a big key. Of course, it's Spider-Man, but it's an Amazing Spider-Man. This is number 300. This is my CGC 7.0 off-white to white pages, and this is the first appearance, of course, of Venom, which is on the upcoming movie. And I have the 7.0, and as well I have a 9.0. Both of them off-white to white pages. I think that's pretty cool, and can't wait for the movie. Saw the trailer just recently, and it looks really good. You know, Tom Hardy, I think they picked a I think he's gonna do a really good job from what I've seen in the trailer. He's got, you know, he's got a bit of a good humor about him. He's not full on always serious, so which is really cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they can do with the movie and how that's gonna pan out, as long as they do the character well, and they you know, they serve the character well, and they do them properly, and they do write a good story is what I'm saying. And I think because the special effects actually looks pretty good. He looks a little bit on the kind of a wet slimy side. I don't know, you know, something that kind of akin to a texture of a slug from what I saw. But regardless, you know, I'm gonna reserve judgment until I actually see the movie, but it looks good so far, so I can't wait to see the movie. That's one I've been wanting to see. And then of course this is that's why I have 2 copies of this, and this book has just been, you know, it's been on the radar for a lot of people. I know a lot of people consider this their you know, somewhat of a modern grail. So with that, you know, and I do agree that he is a big fan favorite. I mean, they're doing Venomized series on all kinds of stuff, Venom, which only happens because of how popular a character is. So they wouldn't be doing that otherwise. And I do think he's a pretty cool character. That's why he's that's why this book comes in at my number 1 top pick for my multiples Slabbed series. All right, so that's it. That's all. Thank you guys for watching this. This is and I know other people have multiples as well. That's why I've done this series, and maybe we're gonna see more of that as well. So once again, I also want to send out a shout out to my newest subscribers. Thank you very much. I'll also put some names up on the screen here of my newest subscribers, so thank you very much for that. And if you also want to be on my future videos as a subscriber, shout out, make sure you subscribe to my channel. That's all I ask for. And of course, go ahead and hit that like button if you like my like this or any other of my videos. That's always a good indicator of what I'm doing and where these videos need to go, as well as you know, if you don't want to miss out my future videos, make sure you hit that notification bell and leave a comment down below. That's always welcome. Tell me what you think. Hey, tell me what comics you have that you collect multiples of. Sometimes it's not, you know, sometimes you just end up collecting them and you don't even know. You know, you go back into your comic collection, it's like, hey, I didn't know I had this many copies, right? But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I would appreciate that. You always make sure you, when you do, I always like to comment back to everybody out there as fast as I can. So just a little bit of patience. And of course, I'll add in some videos as well here, some past, you know, likes video that I have, as well as some other videos. So if you want to go ahead and click on those. And of course, guys, if you have multiples while you're collecting all your multiples, whether it be slabbed, raws, and so forth, make sure you enjoy the hunt. Alright, so Comic Sniper along with my lovable sidekick, Mark 3, signing off for now. Guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.